Episode 39 of What You Listen To. We're early this week. Very early. Well, it's early for me. What time is it over there, lads? 11 o'clock?
11 o'clock.
11 o'clock. Friday night. I think it's about 6 o'clock in New York. Thanks for tuning in. It's going to be a great episode. Rough Guts plus Darren. Thanks for coming on, Darren. Appreciate it.
He was contractually obliged to as PR manager for the band, so...
There you go.
Yeah.
Addy, thanks for coming on.
Oh, mate, fucking pleasure to be here. Stoked on it.
There you go. There it is in the background. Rough Guts. I'm forgetting when it was like about 5 or 6 episodes ago, right? I think I talked about the Rough Guts record. I was excited about it. Great record.
Yeah, you gave us an absolutely fucking amazing review.
I did.
Yeah. We
were saying earlier, it's probably the nicest review we've had for anything we've done ever, really. So, yeah.
It's funny, though, because, I don't know about you lads, but, these days, I never remember, song titles of, new bands. I can almost never remember, any song titles. Like, when you were a kid, you used to, remember, every song from an album, right? But I can remember, Crack the Cranium. That's a mark of a good record where you can remember the name of the song. All right, Jimmy, how you doing? Thanks for tuning in. Not tuning in, coming on.
Yeah, mate. Coming on. Very excited. It's pleasure to be on. And again, like Addy was saying, that review before was it definitely got us. It was I don't know if we've just never had a good review for anything because everything we've ever done is shit, but that was definitely
that is a strong contender for the argument.
Why would anybody not like that record? There must be. Oh, here we go. Hey.
Bailey.
There you go. Good. We've got some new faces. I guess, different time from usual. Probably get some new faces in the chat.
Different time zone.
Oh, yeah.
Al, this guy, Al, literally lives at the end of my road, so we could...
Does he? Get him on.
Come round, Al.
Get him on.
He can come right through the window.
Yeah. I just noticed, actually, I'm going to give this a little bit of a plug. You've got a bloody good gig coming up next weekend, right?
In Bristol. Yeah.
There you go. Ooh, there it is.
What's that?
Oh, that was flash.
Look at that.
Whoa.
That's a good lineup, eh?
Yeah, Shooting Daggers, absolutely sick. Rank, a good band from Bristol, very good people.
Rank are fucking incredible. They blew us away when we played Bristol the first time. Mind blowing, really, really good.
I recommend
people that were in Grand Collapse and
okay.
Yeah, it's all sorts of they're just Bristol absolute heroes, and the band goes hard, real hard.
I want to recommend Bombardment as well to you. They're a great band.
They're brilliant. Yeah.
So I have a good gig. That's at Mark from the Mob's place, right?
Yeah.
It's all we know about it is it's Rockaway Park, and
Rockaway
Park.
Yeah.
It's a huge facility. Area. I've seen photos of it. It looks amazing. They've had some punk gigs there already. I think Citizen Fish and stuff have played there.
I know that to get there, the tickets are £30, and that's with the bus ride. So you pay £22 for the ticket, or you get £30, and they get the bus ride from Bristol station up to the gig and back.
It's sort of halfway between Bristol and Bath, maybe. I'm thinking something
that's
like
what I heard. Yeah, that's what I heard.
There we go.
It looks absolutely mad, though. I think they've just done a huge remodel on it as well.
Yeah, Gary. Not for me, mate. Not for me. There you go. That's true. Might need some subtitles for us Americans.
Yeah.
All right. Let's do a cheers and then we'll get going.
Which one?
Lovely.
Cheers.
Cheers, all.
Cheers. As usual, we've all got... Oh, Pam's here. Hey, Pam. How you doing? Cheers, Pam. Hey, there we go. Yeah, so as always, we've each got 5 records we're going to talk about. I'm really excited to see what everyone's picked out tonight. We'll go around 5 times. We'll do 1 each. It's going to be a good time. So let me kick off with my first pick. There you go, Vincent. Hey, wow, it's a packed house tonight. Beautiful. There we go. Hey. All right. My first couple of records are both from Sweden, and they're both new. The first one, I was I planned on talking about it, but I was a little bit negative about it, like last week. I don't like to be negative, on this show. I like to say nice things about records I show. But so I'm going to show it anyway and like see how it goes. And I listened to it a couple more times this week. It clicked for me. So let's have a look at the record. We're talking about the new record from veterans Avskum.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. I love Avskum, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like, one of the oldest, like, Swedish hardcore bands, like, playing, like, discharged influence hardcore. I think, like, their first demo came out in, like, 1982, I think, something like that. And then first single, 1984. Then they went on a break for a little bit, came back in 1999. They've only, like, made, like, four albums or something since they've been around. But it's funny, though, because since this band, like, first formed, there's been a lot of other Swedish bands who maybe been a little bit faster, like a little bit more aggressive. So like, they've kind of like taken the Swedish style and like made it more aggressive and faster. So when I put this on, I was like, it feels like a little bit tired, a little bit out of date. But as I played it a few more times, I was like, yeah, no, this is a really good record.
Okay, I've not heard that one, but I love their early stuff.
Yeah, this is like more like Totalitar style. Okay. Hardcore. It's a bit of a grower. It was a grower for me. Like I wasn't really too into it the first few times, but like it clicked for me like during the week. It's out on Prank Records. So yeah, Swedish discharge influenced.
Sounds good to me.
Cool.
Sometimes the best ones are the ones that I don't get straight away though, and it's like a couple of weeks in, a couple of months in, I'm like, oh fuck, actually. It turns out they're earworms, and you just got to feed that, monkey on your shoulder wanting to hear the tunes again.
Yeah, I mean, it's like the style is like completely familiar to me, but I just thought it was a little bit, because I've been listening to a lot of like newer Swedish hardcore, and this is an old band, right? So I was thinking, they kind of like they sort of fallen behind a little bit, but actually it's perfect. It's just like right in that pocket of like, it's quite listenable. You know what I mean? It's quite catchy.
Yeah.
You heard this yet, Darren?
Definitely check that one out.
It's good. You haven't heard this one yet, mate?
No, not that one. No. I saw them live and I thought they were brilliant, but that was years ago. But I really like them. I think they're quite an underrated Swedish band.
Yeah, I think like most of the members are either from the original lineup or like the 90s lineup, and they're still together. I think Thomas from At the Gates appears on here somewhere. I can't make him out, but it says he's on here.
Okay.
Maybe doing backing vocals on a track or two. I'm not sure.
I'll definitely check it out.
Yeah, everyone check it out. Check out the new Avskum on Prank Records. I think it's out in Europe on Scramble Records, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, so if you're in Europe, pick it up on Scramble. Avskum. Which means scum. I looked it up. It means scum. And the title of the record means... hang on, I checked this out. Another World is Possible is how the album title translates to. That's my first pick of the day. Some Swedish hardcore.
Good start.
From Sweden. There you go. All right. Addy, what you got for us? What's your first record of the day, mate?
Right. So I am going to confess that when I was picking the records out, I was struggling because I was like, there's too many, basically. I had to keep culling them. Yeah. So I've gone for like not necessarily stuff that I've been listening to most recently, but definitely ones that are like were big game changers for me.
All right.
First time I heard them, which I know is a little bit of a cop out, but there we go. So first one I'm going for is From Ashes Rise, Victim Split.
Oh, yeah.
I'm trying to get the lighting. All right.
Got it. There you go.
Yeah, excellent. This is the first time I heard both of those bands, and it fucking just blew me away. Like, I loved it. I fell in love straight away. From Ashes Rise, like, big stadium, fucking D-beat, like, oh my God. I was just like, yeah. And this is, like, not the most polished, poppy stuff they did, like Nightmares and that. It's still rough around the edges enough, but not quite the real early stuff. It's like, I fell in love straight away. It's beaut. Absolutely beautiful. And the Victim side as well, I was just like, what? like incredible.
Swedish, right? Swedish band, right?
Yeah. Like just fucking brilliant though. Like there's a bass break in the first song on the victim side, and it's like a second long or a second and a half. It's like, but you can blink and miss it, it's gone. As soon as I heard that, I was like, every band I've done since, like, oh yeah, I'd like to have like a 1 second bass break in the song if that's all right. It's just like I cannot resist. It's just fucking so good. But yeah, this as well, like From Ashes to Rise, definitely from like a drumming aspect for me, like I learned D beat by learning from Ashes to Rise and Tragedy stuff. But yeah, it's just they were huge to me. Yeah, massive one, and it's on very nice.
There you go.
One as well. It's delicious.
Is that on Prank Records or Havoc or something else?
I think it's on Havoc. Let me have a check. Yeah, it's on Havoc.
There you go. That's funny because I was talking about like bands that might have like took Swedish hardcore to like the next level. Victims was actually one of the bands I was thinking of.
Oh man, they're so good. Like I'm not like super up on their like more recent stuff, but the albums after that and like a few of them, like it's just good. Like I've never listened to anything by them and gone, oh, I'm not into it. It's like it may not be always the most like super memorable, like fast heavy stuff that I listen to, but I never listen to go, yeah, I don't like it. It's always like, oh yeah, it's always decent. And like From Ashes Rise as well, I can't fucking rave about them enough. Like I'm just gutted I never had an opportunity to see them live. It's like it annoys the fuck out of me. So I'd love to. They're really, really good.
Stadium Crust. Was it in front? Crust de la Salon? Is that
yeah.
Yeah. Amphitheatre D beat.
Oh yeah. It's just it's great. Like that grabbed me when I was younger. Like because I was in a power violence band for a few years, and I couldn't really play drums, so I just did like really shit blast beats. And then I started listening to From Ashes to Rise, and I was like, oh my god, like it just made me want to actually learn how to play drums properly, so I could do real decent fucking D beat off the back of that.
Nice, that's a great pick. That's like a classic.
Both good, yeah.
Yeah, well, that's why I had to sort of start with the caveat of like I haven't really picked the records that I'm listening to currently.
What aren't you listening?
Yeah. If you want, I mean, the thing is, I will say that everything I picked for tonight is on a current rotation for me, like a yearly rotation. Like every few months, these will creep back into my playlists and shit. And yeah, for sure. They're not ones that I've dusted off. Trying to like, oh yeah, this is great. When I listened to it like 8 years ago, this is stuff that I fucking revisit all the time.
Nice. Thanks, mate. All right, Darren, what's your?
It's a good one, yeah. My choice.
Yeah, let's have it.
Right. So my choice, I could have picked a few things on this label because I love this label, but I went for this one, the SDL. Is that?
There you go. Yeah.
So it's on La Vida as a Muse. If you like sort of peace punk, sort of anarcho sort of stuff, I think that's kind of a bit of a cop out, but you kind of get what I mean by that. And I just think it's fantastic. Like I was listening to an EP, I think like a year or two ago, and I thought the songs were absolutely amazing. So I was really happy when Paco put this out. And I think the production's amazing. The sound's great. I just think this is overall a fantastic record. And then, I've been watching some footage. They played Flufffest, and they seem like they're really good live. They've got that sort of dual, like, female-male vocals, and both at the same time, and it just really works. And, I really think this record is fantastic. Oh, there's that too.
SDL, right?
And SDL, so it's a Spirito di Lupo from Italy. Yeah. And it's just fantastic. It's got great tunes, great songs. The whole thing, I just spin it, turn it, spin it, flip it. Not a duff track on it. It's just perfect. And of course, the packaging always looks really nice, like all the graphics. He always does a really nice job, like back cover. Yeah. I thoroughly recommend this one. It's just a great record. And I think it only just come out, so it's pretty new.
Brand new, yeah. It sold out at like my local shop. They got it in. I went down to buy it. It's gone.
Okay.
Yeah, Punk and Destroy, Osaka.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's gone.
I think it's a great record. I think with pressing plants, everything takes a bit longer now to come out, but I think this was well worth the wait. And I just love the sort of the sound of it. I think they must have re-recorded it. The production's brilliant compared to like the EP or the demo, and it just fits perfectly with that style and sound. And this is a top draw record, I think. Yeah, a great new release.
Yeah, I reckon that one's.
So that's my. That's my first pick. It's a really good one. Gets a lot of plays already, and I've only had it like about 2 weeks.
I reckon that one's going to be at the top of a lot of people's like best of the year lists. I think that one.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it's got great songs. It's just it's so easy to play. It's brilliant. Yeah,
brilliant. There we go. All right.
So,
yeah, I've got to pick that up. I hope.
Yeah, out there. Fantastic.
Yeah, I was a bit gutted. I wanted to get that one, but I think Punk and Destroy will get some more. So.
Yeah, I'm sure it'll get distributed all over the place.
Yeah. I reckon, yeah.
How quick does stuff? How easy is it for you to get stuff over there, Mike? So like,
well, I mean, here in Osaka, there's like 2 Punk dedicated record stores, like small stores. We've got Punk and Destroy and Revenge Records, and then there's also like Disc Union, which is where I got the Rough Guts record from, because Boss Tunage has a really good relationship with Disc Union. There's like 3 or more good spots,
Oh, nice.
New releases. Yeah. But things are expensive now, with the exchange rate and the shipping and everything, it's like almost double the price of a few.
How much did it work out for like that? The Rough Guts record, was it
in like Japanese? I don't know what the exchange rate is at the moment to the pound, but it's actually not too bad for me. It was like 2,500 yen, 2,300 yen, something like that, which is good. That's a good price for a new record. Yeah. The SDL was almost double. Was almost double that.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know how these things work, but
I mean, the price has gone up for everything. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Just shipping alone is just crazy.
It is. Yeah. All right, Jimmy. What's your first pick of the day?
Right. First one. Now I'm going opposite to Addy. I'm going literally to what I've actually.
You mean you're playing by the rules?
And there's a real mixture of stuff for my 5. Like
nice.
It is every sort of genre you can think of is gonna. Well, not every. There's 5 genres that you can think of is gonna be coming out there. But I'm going to start with a band that I absolutely love and have since the first time I heard them, and it's a new album of theirs.
Ooh.
And another band that we played with them recently, and it got to meet them, hang out, and I've got this.
Spitz,
yeah. Spitz, nice.
The newest Spitz record, the Spitz 5, and it sounds like the Spitz. It doesn't sound like anything new. They've not reinvented a wheel. It's just basically Moody Ramones with a synth, but I really, really like it. And it's the cover is very what you expect of them. It's good. I already accidentally bent it a little bit there, but
that's
I'm never going to sell this record. I'm going to keep this record forever. So I'm not really too fussed about that. But it's pretty cool because we ended up meeting them. And sometimes when you meet a band that you really like, it can be super intimidating. I'm sure we've all been there where you want to say something to someone and sometimes they might not reciprocate it well, and sometimes it can feel really embarrassing. But they were sometimes so like normal.
Don't matter. I'll tell you later.
But it's like they were very, very nice and really, really open to chat and hang out and talk. Nice. And it was a bizarre moment where I was walking through to go on stage. It was at the garage, and to get through, there's this bit of dressing room there, and to walk up on the stage, and Sean Spit was there, just like in his undies, getting changed, and I'm about to go, and it was just sort of like shit. He's, you know, okay. But anyway, it was a very good show. It's, you know, the older albums, it's always that thing. I think I like them more because I know them more.
Right.
But it is a very good album. Like I say, not reinventing the wheel, but they do have a guy on keys now, who they told me that he was telling me that he somehow just accidentally joined the Spits. Did not mean to. Heard that someone needed a keyboard player just to do some demos, so he turned up and did these demos with him. And Aaron apparently was just like, "Mate, you're a genius," and he's like, "No, I'm just playing these key parts. It's pretty easy." And then he realised, like he's telling me that the way the Spits recorded was all on really, really old program, probably like the sort of shit that me and Darren have. And it's just like really, really old stuff that doesn't work. And Eric, the new keys player, came in and was like, "Dude, I can just do this on my computer, like really easy." We thought he was like one of their kids when they turned up, but he was just way younger than them and was like, "I can just record this on my computer very easily." And apparently they just told him, "Dude, you're in the Spits now." That's now he's in the Spits, and I kind of think they're just like the epitome of that rock and roll, just loose. There's an element of danger to him, which I always like in a band. A little bit of something, you know, like when a band's got that, you can't fake that. It's just you have it or you don't, and they definitely had that. I saw there's a bar that we all drink at in Brighton called the Pipeline, and the owner of that bar, an old Swedish guy, was there. And I was like, "The Spits, man, cool." And he's just like, "Oh, it's just a Ramones cover band." But what was this? Last time I saw the Spits.
They're all wearing robes except one guy who was dressed like Ace Frehley. There you
go. Could it have been Ace Frehley? But yeah, basically, good people, good music, good album, and it's their newest one. It came out. It says 2020, so for the Spits, that's pretty good. They don't release albums often, so check it out if you haven't. It's very, very good.
I've noticed they've been playing some gigs in the last week or so. Maybe they've just done a short American tour, I think. So they're out.
They've been playing again. They kind of got back on it, and when they came over to Europe, that was the first time they'd ever played England. Was like a month and a half ago.
Right.
And it was special. I got in a mosh pit for the first time in a while for that show.
Nice. That's a great first pick. All right.
Yeah.
My second pick is like it's a topic that I've covered before a couple of times on the show, so I'm not going to talk too much about this record, but it's a new one. I mean, the topic really is like Motorhead. So, you know, we all know we're not going to get a new Motorhead record. There are bands out there who are doing like a Motorhead sort of style of rock and roll. You might like them, you might not like them. Some people I know are like not into it at all. It's like, you know, what's the point? It's like the Spits, you know, but why bother just like listen to your Ramones records? It's like, well, why bother with these bands? Just put on your Motorhead records. What's the point of like doing this like Motorhead like sounding stuff? But for me, you know, as I said, we're not going to get a new Motorhead record, so I'm sort of happy to like suck up like anything that sounds a bit like Motorhead. I'll take it.
Yeah.
It's a band from Sweden called Warhawk.
That's a great name.
Warhawk.
That's a
Great name. Yeah. Great cover.
The new album, Dambuster, is the name of the record.
That's so cool.
Like they put out a record last year as well, an album. This is their second album, but I'm thinking because of the corona, there might have been a bit of a delay with the first one, and then the second one it sort of ended up coming out real quick. But yeah, complete like Motorhead worship. It's funny, they call themselves Skullet Rock and Roll. Skullet Rock and Roll.
I'm sold. I already want to listen to this.
I'm typing this down now.
Yeah, I was thinking you blokes might like this. It's like total like Motorhead worship, more like late 70s, like the old Motorhead, like, you know.
Fucking yes, thank you.
Sounds perfect.
All day long.
With like some Inepsy in there and some like don't know if you heard that band like White Spade. It's like basically Midnight under a different name. They put out a record last year, which is like this. It's like late 70s Motorhead. That's a good one too. But yeah, you know, I know a lot of people are like, what's the point? But I'll take it at this point. A few beers, put this on. It's like a lost Motorhead record that like, never came out in.
And everyone loves the consolation prize. It's fine.
Yeah,
right. Filth rock and roll or Scarlet rock and roll.
Rough Cuts might do something Motorheady soon, eh, Addy?
Possibly. Yeah. Possibly. Can't say.
It's funny though. That would be great. I'd like to hear it. What was I going to say? Oh, Cimex Records. This is on Charlie from Anti-Cimex's label. He put this out.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the Swedish connection there again. So
I'll definitely check that one out.
Yeah, Motorhead, like made by some young blokes with skullets from Sweden.
Can I see the back of that?
Actually, the back of it. I've just noticed the back of it. It looks a bit dodgy, but I'm going to show it anyway. I don't know if you can see it. It's a bit. It looks a bit German. Let's say it looks a bit German, but I know that they're not like that. But yeah,
they're not German.
They're not German. They're Swedish. They're not Japanese. Oh, they sing in English. But there's one song they sing in Swedish. That's the best song. It's weird. It gives like a totally different atmosphere to the song. Kind of makes it sound like Swedish hardcore or something because they're singing in Swedish. It works really well.
A band from France called Les Lullies, and they're a great band. And they always sang in English.
Right.
And now they're starting to sing French, and it's so much better.
I think it's better. I think you should sing in your. I think it works better to sing in your native language. I reckon. The song in Swedish sounds like so good. Yeah. Warhawk.
Cool.
Dambuster.
I've written that.
I mean, that is just one of those records that instantly screams, "Listen to me."
Right.
Yes, I wish we called ourselves Warhawk. That's way better than Rough Cuts.
Change your name, yeah.
Still time.
Warhawk UK. All right. Check it out if you like Motorhead.
No.
You can't go wrong.
I've written that one down.
If you like Motorhead,
that's tomorrow. Tomorrow's sorted.
There you go.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Sunday with Warhawk.
Saturday for us.
Saturday with Warhawk.
Oh yeah.
All right, where are we?
Got work tomorrow, so that's going on first.
Oh, I forgot to say there's a Jerry Lee Lewis kind of piano solo in the first song, which I thought was amazing. It's just something different, it kind of stood out.
Rock and roll with piano.
Just on one song, but I thought it was kind of a cool little touch.
I'm a sucker for any fucking piano with punk stuff. I love it.
Yeah,
I'm a total advocate for it.
All right, that's my second pick of the day. Addy, what you got? What's your second record?
Right. Second one up is Cool Jerks.
Oh.
Yes.
Oh, trying to get in the camera. There we go. Have you listened to this, Mike?
I saw the name pop up on my Disc Union, the used punk or used garage section or something like that. I saw one of them.
This is in my opinion, this is one of the most underrated, unlooked at records to come out of the UK in the last couple of years. 2-3 years. I don't know. I remember what year it came out now. It's recent. It's it came out in the last 2 or 3 years. It's fucking amazing. I'm biased, right? I have to say I'm biased because I do know a few of the guys in the band. But it's stripped back, minimalist, garage punk stuff. It's if people didn't listen to any punk stuff, they go, "Oh, it just sounds like Idols," but it's not. It's the band that fucking Idols could have been or should be. It's for me the lyrical content is amazing. Dan, the singer, has just nailed it. it's just packed start to finish anti-fucking Tory stuff, like it, and it's like it's not just straight on the nose, hammer on the nail. Like, it's witty, it's intelligent, it's clever, it's so basic at points that it's amazing. Really, 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 really good. I would recommend anyone to listen to it. The job they did on the artwork on the inside as well is cool as fuck. I love it. It's like one of those projector slides.
Oh wow!
Okay.
You know, so they've got that color, and then it's cool.
Nice.
I really, really like it. Everything they've done, like all of their releases, has looked so nice, like so nice. They did a little cassette EP first that was put out on I think it was a Ukrainian record label put it out, but that. Like I saw that and I was like, wow, you know when you just see someone do something a little bit different with a tape release or something simple,
Right.
and they put a bit of effort in, a bit of time, a bit of thought, it just looked perfect. And yeah, so
you've got like a football shirt from theirs as well, right?
Yeah. They did a football shirt. I've also got and anything they've put up for sale, I've been lapping up. AS like a dog. I love it. They're so good. Like,
are they still going?
No, they're not. Which kills me because I wanted to play with them so fucking badly, and I was speaking to like a couple of them from trying to sort out a gig for Guts, and then I think whilst in the middle of talks about sorting a weekender out, they were like, "Oh, actually, we're calling it a day." I was like, "Oh, fuckers."
The Cool Jerks, are they Brighton band or London band or?
No, they are from up north. So, like, it's easiest to say they're Leeds sort of base, but they're from surrounding towns and places like Harrogate and stuff nearby.
Okay.
And Tommy, the guitarist, I've known him for like 15 odd years. He used to be in Valhalla Pacifist and a load of other northern like fast thrash bands back in the day. Like they're all super good guys, like the nicest guys you could wish to meet. In one of what I think is one of the best bands to be in the UK in fucking years, and it's just they're around for such a short time, did a couple of releases and then just gone.
Right.
Yeah, I would say to anyone, check it out. 100%. It's very, very good. Like standout tracks for me is like Modern Man is just like and it's all for me mainly it's like lyrically as well. Like Modern Man is like it's fucking brilliant. Darren, you would love Tory Paradise. That'd be the one for you, mate.
Yeah, I've never heard them.
I'll be bringing this round your house shortly. Don't worry.
All right.
Their bass player, Andy, the bass player.
Yeah. So with Andy, the bassist, drove us on the Rough Guts Euro tour we just did like a couple of months ago. Absolute ledge. Without him, I doubt me and Keir would be in the same call right now. You know, he was like a driver, a counsellor, mediator. Very, very lovely guy. Yeah.
Right. All right, everyone, check out the Cool Jerks. What label's that on, Addy? If anyone's looking for the record.
You know what? I don't know. I don't know if they self-released or if it came out on a label. I know that you can get it through Silent Kill Records, which is a distro from Wales.
Okay.
I bought straight from the band.
Right.
I'd say it might have even been a self-release. There's no info. I haven't even asked Andy, to be honest. I spent 2 weeks with him, which probably should have.
Better things to talk about.
Yeah, just bullshit, really. But like all of those guys were in a couple of great bands before Cool Jerks as well. Like there's Mouth and Closure, like all worth checking out. Like old, like not old hardcore bands, but like hardcore bands around like I don't know 10 years ago or so.
All right.
But yeah, that's my pick.
Cool Jerks.
Cool Jerks. And they have still got records left. I did check on that though.
All right, gotcha.
Okay.
No football shirts though. I got the last one of those, but yeah, they've got definitely got some records left to sell.
Beautiful. All right, Darren, what you got?
Number two. So my second one is a record I was obsessed with during lockdown and absolutely played to death. It's a one-man project from France. I know Jimmy's played with them. I think they're banned now. But
2 weeks ago,
I think it's still a one-man.
There he is.
Record?
Queer, which means leather. in French. I know that much.
And I just think that this is like the singles and the demo, and it's just hit after hit. It's just so catchy. They're like really short synth punk sort of songs, but they're just great. They're so catchy. And I think being stuck on my own, you know, during lockdown in a room, and I was just dancing to this daily with a couple of cans of Stella, and this is a great record, you know. Absolutely, I don't know, because somebody told me the lyrics are quite dark or quite bleak, or you know, but because my French is very limited.
A lot of songs about like drinking and like nihilistic like lyrics about drinking and hangovers and stuff like that, right? Maybe that's why.
Oh, okay, maybe that's why I like it so much.
You can relate to that.
It's so catchy. The songs are just so catchy, and I like the fact they're so short as well. So they're kind of like you just get into them and they stop, and then there's another one. So it's just like you wanted more and more and more.
Yeah.
And I definitely, this is my favourite, the demos and the singles more than like the LP.
Right.
But not to say the LP's bad. I like the LP and everything they've done, but I just think this was a great start. So yeah, if you like really catchy, short synth punk tunes, this is definitely something to check out because it's a really good record.
I love his vocals as well.
Offside, French record label.
Right.
So I don't know how easy it is to
nice
get. I think
record.
But I think it's still just a one guy, isn't it? But I think
they play live now, though, right? They've got a full band now. Yeah.
Yeah. And I know Jimmy played with them with Top Left Club. Maybe Top Left Club?
Yeah, it was with a Norwegian band called Flop Machine, who are a good synth punk band.
Called what?
But,
Flop
Machine. Flop Machine, yeah. It was a kind of synth punk thing. Hipsville, Andrew and Alex put it on, and it was Top Left Club and Cure and Flop Machine together. So it was like 3 synth punk bands together, and from 3 different countries, and it was a proper unique night. We were the only band with a drummer, like a real life drummer.
Oh, okay.
The others had machine.
Oh, yeah, one of them nights.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's not a duff song on this. The single was great. The demo was great. You know,
I love his vocals.
Recommend checking this band out.
All the lyrics are in French.
Yeah,
it's got that kind of a little bit of a gruff vocal delivery. Like, it's really cool.
Yeah. And you end up singing along and haven't got a clue what it's about, but it's great.
Exactly.
Yeah. So yeah, this is my recommended dancing record. If anyone fancies a boogie on your own.
Queer from France.
Yeah.
They're going to Varning in Montreal this year. They're kind of more crust punk festival. Like they're playing that right in a few months.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I thought that was pretty good.
I mean, they do seem quite popular.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of people like them, so you know they're doing very well for themselves, and I think they're a great band. So yeah, or a great one-man project or whatever.
I think he's from Rouen, which is like not too far, a couple of hours in from Calais, like, and it's proper rock and roll town. There was a guy from Brighton, Grand Guru, who now lives out in LA, and he was in many bands, but the solo project was Grand Guru, and he grew up same town as QR as well. It's like Rouen is like a proper little rock and roll city there.
Right. Great band. I've got the album. I don't have that one. I showed the album on the show before, like the full-length album. But I want to get the demos.
I thought so. Yeah, I thought I'd seen it.
Yeah, I want to get the demos LP too, for sure.
Yeah, you should definitely find that there. Yeah. I think that's a bit better.
All right, there you go.
But I like everything they've done.
There you go. Great band.
Great band.
Right.
The big question is, though, Darren, are you going to show us the dance moves? Really,
ignore that.
That's what the watchers are asking.
Maybe like round 4, maybe like the 4th round.
Yeah.
Bonus round.
You'll have to go to my OnlyFans page for that.
Oh yeah. Link in the comments, right?
Patreon only content.
Can't get the camera to work though.
Yeah, you'll be on the phone to me for technical support trying to log in. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, we had some technical problems. It always happens every week. So there's always someone. All right. Jimmy, what's your second record of the day?
Right, second. We're going way off. There's
right.
no punk stuff at all.
Nice.
I did buy it at a punk show in France. Sometimes, you know that saying, "Don't judge a book by its cover." Sometimes I really want to judge a record by its cover. Like that Warhawk one. As soon as I saw that, I was like, I'm going to listen to that because of the cover.
Right.
This one, I've got. I run a barbershop for a living. I cut hair. Darren was my best customer, and then his eyebrows keep him in business. And I've got this kid that comes in. Is this young South African kid comes in, and he's like 20 years old, and his music knowledge is insane. Like he knows all this obscure shit that I've never heard of. And every time he comes in, and he messages me out of, you know, between haircuts, and he's like, check this out, you'll like this, you'll like this. He's shown me everything from like Japanese jazz to like South American kind of funk stuff, to Hong Kong soul, to all sorts of music. I listen to music all day, so I like to mix it up a lot. And he introduced me to this album, which is always on my playlist. I see Mike likes this album.
I've got it, yeah. I love the Ethiopian jazz and the Ethiopian music from that era. It's all fantastic, yeah.
It's incredible.
Yeah.
And I fully judge this on this cover. Like, look how beautiful that is.
Is that a heavenly sweetness thing? That's a heavenly sweetness thing, right?
It is. I'm sure. I don't know. Yes, it is. Yeah, right there.
Yeah, there you
go. Yeah. And all in the back, it's just like, this is it. Like, it's nothing super special, but I saw it, and I actually bought this with a Fela Kuti thing as well.
Nice.
And it was because that kid that comes in the shop showed me this, and it's some of this music that I need music in the shop that is kind of I can enjoy, but doesn't get invasive and doesn't. It's just got to feel right, and this music just feels right. It's summer, it'll make you feel the best thing you've ever felt. It's so chilled out and relaxed, and in the winter, it'll make you feel like it's summer. And it's great. And I did. I know it's 5 records.
That's fine. Show some more Ethiopian records. Go ahead.
So I bought this in France, and then when we were on tour with Rough Guts, we were in Berlin, and we went to, what was the record shop we went to?
Oh,
Andy?
Cortex.
You know?
Cortex, right?
No, the other one that Andy took us to.
Oh, yeah. I can't remember. I was
random record
at that
time.
time.
Andy from Cool Jerks took us there, and he picked up a Power record, and I picked up this one.
Oh,
which
that's even better. That's...
yeah. I picked up the Salata Saki one, and it just is incredible. It's so good. So these two are always on rotation, like constantly. If I'm in not a bad mood, but you know, you get up, it's Sunday, you're hungover, you've had 4 Stellas, and you need that, like, you need to feel better.
I mean,
and if I'm cleaning the house, I'll put it on. I mean, if I'm chilling in the garden, I'll put it on. Like,
you just showing me those records has like kind of brought me back from the dead. You know, it's like not that I was, you know, it's like, oh yes, beautiful, because I love all that Ethiopian stuff. And there's a real history to it too, because of like the political situation. Basically, music stopped to exist like at a certain point in Ethiopia, right? So there's like this just frame of like late 60s to early 70s where there was so much good music coming out of Ethiopia.
It's feel good music played by people that, like, I don't know. It's this kid that comes in the shop, he shows me shit like this all the time, and he tells me about these South African bands that no one had ever heard of. They don't ever record, but he tells me about these things, and he's just like, he's a real cool kid. And we went to see it last year. He's like, oh man, I know I'm a customer and I don't want to be weird, but there's a gig coming up, and I don't know, like, would you want to go with me? And I was like, well, I might have tickets for it. And we went to see Witch together, and it was great. Really cool.
They've got Witch have a new album out, right? And I've not heard it. I'm a little bit scared of it because they haven't done anything like since the 70s, maybe.
Like they played a lot of that album when we saw them live.
Oh yeah,
it was it was. I was pretty drunk. Everyone was pretty drunk there, but it was. They didn't play some things like like I'm a Chicken, which you'd expect them to play. They didn't play a lot of the old stuff, and it's only one original member,
right.
Another member that's been in them for like maybe 20 years, and then 2 session musicians from England. So it's
right.
It's not like Witch, but it still is.
Right.
But it's still great. Like it was really fun, and everyone was dancing, and it was a very good time.
Let's show that Ethiopian record one more time for everyone watching to take it all in. There we go.
I need to hear this. This is the first time
you've told me about this music.
Dude, you would have heard it in the shop 100%.
Yeah, but I'm not thinking about what's playing in the shop when you're cutting my hair. I'm just like,
that's because I play good music in the shop. So it's not distracting. You know what I mean?
Watch the hairline.
Today in the shop, we played every Black Sabbath record until the day ended, and by the end, it was getting bad.
Tony Martin era.
Yeah. You had Hot Snakes on as soon as I walked in, and I was like,
yeah, because you walked in, and I thought I've got to play Hot Snakes because Addy's in it.
Right. There you go.
See, this is what I do for people. So you come get your hair cut, request an album.
Man, if I went to get my hair cut and like Ethio Jazz was playing, wouldn't care what my hair looked like. I'd be just like, this is enough. Do what you want. Do what you want with me.
Like that's why he puts Hot Snakes on, because he knows that he can do what he wants. And I walk over and that's really good, mate. I love it. Yeah.
Look what I did to you today, and we're all laughing at you.
Right, that's a great pick. That's a really, really good pick. One that I wasn't expecting. That's great.
There we go.
Yeah. All right. So talking about like judging a record by its cover, I'm gonna just hold up the record and see what everyone thinks just by looking at the record cover. Darren might have this. I'm not sure. In fact, I was thinking maybe he might show it today. We'll see. But let's look at the record. I think it's beautiful. But let's look at the record and sort of try and guess what the band might sound like.
Oh, that's nice.
That is a U record, Jimmy. Right away. That's what I think.
That is very. It totally looks like some Bauhaus kind of.
It looks like an image of the future, that was drawn in the 60s or something, right?
Yeah.
Like,
this is the year 1998.
What do you think the future will look like?
And then this is the inner sleeve, which has like a little variation.
Oh my god, that is fantastic!
Oh, that's rad. I really like that.
That's really cool.
So, what do you reckon this band sounds like? Anyone want to take a guess? What are you thinking?
And hang on, they're called Belgrado.
Belgrado.
Right?
They're a Spanish band, but none of the members are Spanish, if I'm correct. There's a Polish woman on vocals. There's a guy from Venezuela, and there might be a British guy in the band too.
Yeah, it's Louis from the Shitty Limits.
It's Louis' band. That's why I recognise the name.
he's joined them recently. Yeah.
He's like the new bassist. Is that right?
What's that?
He's like the new bassist, I think, maybe.
Yeah. One guy left, I think, and he's replaced. And
there you go.
And yeah, I mean, I saw him quite a few times when the first LP, second LP,
right?
And I love them, but I think this is a little bit more. Is it a bit more 80s electro-y?
That's it. That's what I was getting to. Yeah, because the first two records are real like guitar-driven, like post-punk. The third album is a bit more experimental with some synth, and then this one, they've gone sort of all out. What this looks like, it's all like synth. The drummer now plays like a drum machine and samples and stuff. It's like synth pop, not synth punk, like synth pop, but really well done. Great vocalist, this woman called Patricia. All the songs are in like Polish language because she's originally from Poland. But it's a bit of a left turn from like their first and second albums. I've seen like very divided opinions. People like prefer the old stuff. People are very welcoming of the like change in direction. I love this. So it's brand new on our favorite label, La Vida, Mus.
Yeah, I mean they used to be amazing live. I've not seen them with this lineup,
right?
But they were amazing every time I saw them. Like,
wow,
she was a great front person. So yeah, really just come in the audience in your face. What's that?
How long have they been going for?
want to say about 10 years or more, right?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, it's been a while now. Yeah.
Yeah, the third album came out in 2016. There's been a bit of like been a 7-year gap. But I reckon Jimmy would love this. It's real like dreamy, like synth pop, real 80s.
I can get into it. I mean, that's the sort of shit you put on your wall in a frame, isn't it? Like it's very.
Yeah, the artwork is absolutely beautiful on that.
It is.
I would, if I saw that in the shop, I would probably buy it purely on that artwork, 100%. And especially if it was like kind of nice synthy stuff, that'd be getting played. I'm also gonna write. I've got a little list now, so that's like Warhawk.
Belgrado, Warhawk. There you go. But yeah, so
I've got to say as well, Louis that playing them now. Every band he's ever touched has been gold. Like I know him a long time. He was every band he's done, like hardcore bands back in the day, Shitty Limits. Like he just doesn't know how to do a shit band.
I feel like he's like the new member, right? So I'm not sure like how much like he was involved in this record. I mean, there's like 2 like main members of this band, which is like the singer and the former drummer who does like the synths and stuff now. But and the drum.
He's like a bit of a local legend from where I grew up. Like, and Beachy the singer and Guts went to school with him. Like, and we as youngsters used to look up to his bands all the time. Like, he was really, really fucking nice guy as well. Very nice guy. His brother really as well, is an amazing guitarist that was in a few bands when he was younger, like Chronicles of Adam West, like a tech metal band. Like, they're just like they look like they're one of those families that just breed insanely talented music people. Just
I'm going to do a bit of a Jimmy and like show like a tie-in to that record. They have another band which is even more synthy. There's just the 2 of them called Fata Morgana, which is even more synthy than the new Belgrado. This is on La Vida Essen Must 2. Fata Morgana. This is their first LP, I think. This is real nice, like synth stuff, if you're a fan of that kind of stuff.
Yeah, it's good LP. I like that.
It's a good one, right? Yeah.
It's got nice, catchy tunes. Yeah.
The new Belgrado is like more in this sort of ballpark, right? Than the post-punk.
Okay. Yeah. I'd not heard the new Belgrado.
Yeah. There you go. Just that record sleeve is just like, it's so good. Yeah.
That is so nice.
Yeah. Beautiful. All right. Let's move along. Addy, what's your third pick of the day?
All right, let's have a look.
Cheers.
What have we got?
Cheers,
everyone. Yeah, this is.
Yeah. Cheers, all. Right,
this feels
I've
good.
got for my third pick a band called Video.
Oh.
Trying to get the light not to shine if I can. That's kind of the best I can do. Video. So this is like a band from America. It's members of Bad Sports who are also in Radioactivity.
Oh, okay. Nice.
It's like right. So I read online when I stumbled across them that it was like a super group of people from bands around that area, like the Denton, Texas area or something like that. I'm going to be honest, I don't know the other bands that they were referencing when I was reading that, but the main guy that does vocals in this band is TV's Daniel. I think he calls himself that. He plays in Bad Sports and has a solo project called TV's Daniel. Anyway,
okay.
This is like the fucking jewel in the crown for me out of all of those Denton, Texas bands.
Really?
Apart from Markmen Radioactivity, they're on a pedestal for me.
Right.
But this is like the next best thing in it, but not in a poppy catchy way. It is catchy, but it's not poppy. It's got a much darker tone to it. It's like for me, it's like perfect garage punk, lo-fi, but not too lo-fi. Everything sounds really nice. It's recorded nicely. The lyrics are great. It's got a really nice, like piano-y, like almost like Spanish guitar intro track that really reminds me of Tragedy, which I'm almost certain was not in their intention at all.
Mm-hmm.
It's got that sort of vibe to it. And again, this is I can't remember how I found the record of the band, because it's not. They haven't. I think this came out on Third Man. Yeah, it came out on Third Man Records, but they're not an active band. They don't seem to play any shows. They don't do anything. I struggled to find the record, even because I messaged the guy from Bad Sports and was like, "How do I get your LP?" And he was like, "Oh, I don't know." So I was like, "Oh, okay." He's like, "I think it's all out of press and stuff like that." But I managed to get a copy from somewhere. But yet again, this is just like, I listen to this probably at least once, twice every 2 months. It's just a constant like, get in the car, want to go. It's a want to go somewhere record, you know. It's like going to get the train to work. Oh yeah. It's got a real nice intro to it. The production recordings, great. The only thing I will say is that it niggles me. The vinyl track listing is fine. It's all correct, but it's like, for some reason, whenever I go, if I want to listen on Spotify or something like that, like the track listing's all fucked. But in the grand scheme of things, it's a very minor quibble from me over what is a really, really amazing record. I should probably do some research and find out what the other bands that make it a supergroup are. But
what's the name of the main guy from like Radioactivity? I forget. Mark.
Oh, Jeff something.
He lived in Japan for a while. He had a band when he was here. And
he did, yeah. Lost Balloons.
That's it. Yeah.
Amazing record. Yeah, and I think he started Radioactivity while he was in America, moved to Japan,
right?
Did some Radioactivity songs with the guys from Lost Balloons, but then took it back, and the two were kind of like coexisting with similar members and stuff. I'm not really sure how it worked. That Lost Balloons record is it?
That's another one I haven't
heard. It's so good. Really, really, really good pop.
High tension wires, is that connected with those?
Yeah, high tension. Yeah, there seems to be like a semi sort of incestuous kind of thing around that area of Texas, where you've got High Tension Wires, Marked Men, Radioactivity,
Mind Spiders. Is that another one?
Mind Spiders, which is the two guys from Mind Spiders are great. Kia, you know Mind Spiders.
I do know. I think because of you.
Yeah. Oh, that's like everything that they churn out. That group of people, whatever they're doing, amazing. Like, you know, I'm at the point now, they shit on a plate. I'm like, yes, please. More. Yum. Like, it's great. Like, yeah, phenomenal.
Darren was at a show. Fox's old band played. With Radioactivity played the Green Door Store, and like 20 people showed up, and it was the last show Jay Cross. Bad.
They still gave it 100%. They were brilliant.
Yeah, I saw them on that tour. I saw them in London the day before or the day after, because I had tickets to the Brighton show, but before I was living there, and I turned out I couldn't make it for some reason. But the London show, like, thankfully for them, was packed. It was really good.
Right.
We couldn't believe it.
Show, and they were absolutely blinding as well. Phenomenal.
They were amazing. So good.
Yeah, Radioactivity were amazing.
There's a couple of Mark Men records up there. So
nice, man. I'd love to hear that video. That's a new one. I didn't know anything. I didn't know about that band at all.
Oh, I have got a top tip for you. If you want to listen to it on Spotify, because obviously you type in video.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Yeah, you're fucked. I've got a way of doing it. I always type in. I've got to remember now. Oh, the Entertainers, and then the Entertainers. The song by video will come up quicker than you're trying to find.
Gotcha.
Yeah, it's on there, and they've got stuff on Bandcamp as well.
All right.
But yeah, it's honestly you will, if you're a fan of any of that stuff, Radioactivity, Marked Men, Bad Sports. This is.
I've got stuff up, Addy. I want to see this. You've not told us about this. Need to listen to that.
Look, right. Sometimes I like to keep little secrets to myself, just so that when we as a band might be writing a song or things like that. It's just nice to have something in your back pocket that no one else knows.
Bit of mystery.
Yeah. Exactly.
Well, we all know how much you rip off Status Quo. So
whoa! Don't know what you're on about, mate.
That's a nice tip. Nice recommendation. All right. Darren, what's your next pick, mate? Next choice, next record?
So All right, number 3.
Mm.
So this one, I'm a big fan of 90s hardcore. Like for me, all that sort of slap a ham, no comment, crossed out, infest, anything like that. I just love it. Always have, always will. It's amazing. And this record, I remember getting it and being blown away, and it still blows me away. And I play it regular, and I absolutely adore this record. So it's the
Drop Dead.
The Drop Dead, the debut, and I remember getting this, and the fact it's got about 34 songs, and just them getting, there's not a duff track, and it's just crazy. How did they do this? How did they write this? This just blows my mind. This record.
How long is the record?
It's probably like a 12 inches. It's probably not that long. I mean, the song, it's got short songs, but Sheep. What's the other one? There's some of the songs just amazing. Oh, and Justified Murder is like a song I'd put on every mixtape, obviously back in the 90s. I think this is a phenomenal record. It's probably my favorite hardcore record. But yeah, it's certainly not easy listening, but it's just brutal, and it's just fantastic. I can't remember if it's 45 or 33, so I don't know if how long it is, if it's like a 12-inch sort of time or if it's an LP time. But it's great. And it originally came out on I think this is original on Selfless, which is an old label, but I think it's all been reissued on is it Armageddon, the Drop Dead label?
Yes, yeah, that's Ben from Drop Dead's label.
Yeah. And I mean, they're still going. I think they're still amazing. The style changed a little bit, like the vocal, but I still think the new record's amazing. I don't think they've done a bad record, and for me, this is, short, fast, angry, political, hardcore. It's just, this is a Darren dream record.
Lifers.
I thoroughly recommend it, but maybe not when you're cutting hair.
Depends how much I like them.
They did some cheeky things, right? Like one record is like an 11-inch LP. Another one, you put the needle on and it just goes. It plays from the inside of the groove to the outside, right?
Yeah, like they got the little the crossed out. I think was a little 5-inch.
5-inch single.
5-inch single. So yeah, they've done a few little different things over the years as well. But I just think when this come out, this blew my mind. It's like, to write 34 songs in that order, and I don't think there's a duff song, and it's so full on, so intense, and it doesn't let up, and it's just, for me, it's just perfect. But yeah, it's been reissued, so you can still get it. It shouldn't be hard to find. So if you fancy something a bit short, fast, and angry, I would 100% recommend this one.
Yeah, good blokes as well.
Yeah, seem good people. So yeah, that's what you want, really.
Yeah.
Where are they from?
Rhode Island.
Is it Rhode Island? Yeah,
Rhode Island. Staten Island's the Wu-Tang Clan.
Always get them two confused.
Always get the Drop Dead and the Wu-Tang Clan mixed up.
Yeah. But I've not seen them recently, but I saw them loads in the 90s, and they were amazing live, so intense. I mean, I'd love to see them again, but I haven't seen them for a while. I think the last time they come over,
Napalm Death Tour, right? Was the last time.
That's it. Yeah, they played with Napalm Death, so yeah, I didn't go to that, but yeah, I would love to see them again if they come over. So yeah, great record, great record, great band, great people apparently. So yeah, all good.
Drop Dead, lifers, punk lifers.
Yeah.
I've actually got something. I've got I don't know if you saw them. They just done a new run of T-shirts, and they did a whole bunch of tie-dyes, like tie-dye.
Yeah, I saw them. Yeah.
I've got one winging its way to me now. I can't wait to wear it on this show. Like, Jesus Christ, what the hell is he wearing? It's like
Drop Dead tie-dye.
Drop Dead tie-dye. Yeah. All right.
Sounds amazing.
Jimmy, what's your third record of the day?
Right, this one is. We're going back to the judging a cover, and I was in a like flea market down the road. It was up in Lewis. We went up. It was when Reese came back. We all went up to Lewis, old mate of ours, and I was flicking through the records in this place, and I saw this, and it was £8, and I just saw that.
Oh,
and that's all I judged it on fully was that.
Volcania.
That looks like a Rocket 7-inch or something.
La Question.
Like from the font.
Where is it? That.
Yep.
Dream music. And I turned it over, and I saw this.
All girl band? No?
No, they're Frenchmen.
Frenchmen.
No.
Fire written down here, and it had what else did it have? The lead guitar, Thierry Van Hooland, background vocal, Vivi, Pierre Briscoe, and Omar Bateau. And I had no idea. I just picked it up purely because it was £8, and it looked like that.
It's great, yeah.
And I took it home, and when I actually bought it, the woman behind the counter took it. It went, nice one. And she held it, and the record just fell out. And she caught it with her foot, and she went, I don't think it did. And I was like, she had a boot, not bare feet, she had like a boot on or something, and it fell, and it didn't break. And I took it home and listened to it, and I've not stopped listening to it. It is incredible. It is a band that I tried to look up online. You can find them. There's someone has like filmed the record being played on their player, and that's how the way you can listen to it on YouTube. And it's like, I looked up the band, and it was formed in France 1977, ended 1977. So they were together for not even a year. And they released this album, L'Aggression, with how many? 10 tracks, all in French. Everything's in French, and it hits hard. Like, it's a mixture of, there's like punk to it, there's like glam to it, there's like a bit of metal in it, there's like some prog, and I'm not a fan of prog, but there's some stuff that feels proggy. I think it's proggy. I don't know enough of prog, but I think it's proggy. But it all molds into one, but it ultimately is just fucking rock and roll, and with these elements of everything in there.
Sounds great.
I look, and I've asked. I know a few people in France, like older guys that are in like the kind of punk scene, and they've been around, and I've asked about 3 or 4 of the old French guys I know, and been like, do you know this band? Not a single one of them have ever heard.
Oh, yeah.
But if you YouTube them, Volcania, right there. Volcania. L'Aggression. You'll see it because you'll recognize that straight away.
Sure.
It is killer stuff. Like, I got home and I put it on. I listened to it on my own, and I just had it on. And then by like 4 tracks in, was just like by the speakers going, what the fuck? Like, what is happening? Yeah, really, really cool stuff. Just like old school 70s French rock and roll with elements of everything you want. I mean, it's imagine what sound these people make. It sounds like that.
This is something I want to listen to this now.
Me too. I'm intrigued. Yeah, absolutely.
Come round, like literally fly over from Japan. Come round tomorrow.
No, I'm going to go to the record shop today and see if I can find it.
Like, it's on. I've looked up. It's on Discogs and stuff, and there's like, it's not. It ranges from like 20 quid to like 80 quid.
There you go.
But
yeah.
You can definitely. There's a lot more 20 quidders out there. It's. Yeah. But I happened to pick up for £8, and honestly, it's just so sick.
Oh, I've got to check that one out. Looks great.
Yeah, judging albums by their covers is the one.
Wow. All right. Round 4, eh? Round 4. Here we go. Best all-girl group of all time? What are we thinking?
Ooh.
I know. There's a lot of them out there. And like, probably most people wouldn't necessarily put the group I'm about to show on that list. But if you hear this record, you might change your mind and put them on that list because it's great stuff. Going back to Switzerland, mid-80s, all-girl band.
I know.
He knows what it is. I thought
Yeah.
I love them.
It's hard. Let's have a look at it. We're going in.
Yeah.
Chin Chin.
Yeah.
Crying Vein. Sealed Records put this together, which is Paco. And who else does Sealed, Darren? Is it Fat Bob from
Robert Forbes?
Robert Forbes.
Hardskin, Robert. Yeah.
There you go.
No, Sean. Sorry, Sean.
Sean Forbes.
Yeah, sorry, I said his brother. Yeah.
How to describe? I mean, basically, they're kind of a punk band, like all-girl punk band, but real pop. Like it's almost like that, like 80s indie pop that was going around in the UK, like the C86, like the Shop Assistants and kind of bands like that. Just they put out like one LP, I think, and a couple of singles. And this is kind of like they just picked their favorite songs, I think, like Paco and Sean, and just kind of put it's like their greatest hits, something like that, right?
Okay.
It's not like a discography. It's just like there's tracks from the album, there's tracks from both singles, and there's like 4 like never released, like previously unreleased tracks, which were a Janice Long like BBC session that they did like in 88 or 89 or something. But
I'm into that. Just picking your favourite songs again. Yeah, we'll just release those.
Yeah, it's kind of good. There's another compilation that came out years ago, which is more of like a discography. This is like they just picked their favorite songs and put them on this record. It kind of just flows like an album, you know. But man, Darren, how did it's like just perfect, like just pop from the 80s, like indie pop with just amazing like vocal melodies and like, oh man, it's like beautiful.
Do you know what though? I thought you were going to put out Kleenex.
All right, there you go. I've got that too.
Sorry. So when you said Switzerland, and I thought you were going to put out Kleenex.
Yeah.
And then you pulled out that, and I've only heard this recently. My friend Al mentioned it,
right.
So I've checked it out online, and it's good. But whereas Kleenex and Lilliput, like I've loved for years, but this is quite a new band to me.
This is like more poppy and a little bit more accessible than Kleenex and Lilliput. I love Kleenex and Lilliput too. They're more like post-punkish. This is like way super like poppy, catchy summer record, beautiful.
Yeah, I thought it was quite for better indie.
Yeah, you know, yeah, I would say that, like the C86, like Shop Assistants, that kind of thing. But
so it's good though. Good what I've checked out actually.
Yeah, it's a great record. Great record. There you go. There's a live shot from somewhere in Switzerland. Like I read,
and is the packaging really nice?
It's real nice. Yeah, I mean, it's just it's pretty simple. They got the real hard like insert with all the info and some old fly. Hungry for what? They play with Hungry for what?
I was waiting for Al.
I always love all the care
you mentioned, and here you go.
Yeah, there's Al right there.
Oh, let's bring him up. What does Al say? There we go. 50 pence, Jesus. There we go. There you go.
To be honest, I'm impressed that he's still watching at this point because he'd had a few beers when I spoke to him earlier. So
he's having a good time. It's a great show.
He's outside my window with his laptop, right?
There you go.
Steaming it up.
He's sitting in his pants.
Yeah, great record. Great pop music, as we know and love from the 80s. Chin Chin.
Nice. That's one for me to listen to then.
Yeah, everyone would love this record, especially in the summer.
Yeah,
great summer pop tunes.
If you boys want to come to the barbershop,
nice
tomorrow, we can listen to all of this shit.
You can go out. Yeah, you could do that.
You can sort out my eyebrows.
I've only got so much time in the day there.
All right, Addy, what's your fourth record of the day?
Right, fourth record.
Yeah.
Okay. I've got Darker My Love, their first 12-inch. Still struggling with this light. Here we go.
There we go.
It's like a kind of shiny purpley gold cover, so it's hard to see. So this is two of the members from the Nerve Agents. They're on Hellcat, like horror hardcore bands, like early 2000s. Like, and they were like one of the first bands that I fell in love with, like totally, like especially hardcore punk wise. Like I've been obsessed with them. Like, you know, like your first. They were like one of my first real loves in punk music. Fell in love with them and just like became a bit of a stalker for the band for a few years. And anyway, when they split up after doing, I think they did 2 albums and an EP that are all phenomenal. I listen to them now all the time, and I'm like, yeah, it still stands up. I love it. But I do listen to this more than the Nerve Agents now. When I first heard it, because this is like stoner, kind of fuzzy, indie pop, a bit psyche, kind of a little bit sort of certain areas of the Beatles influence, that kind of crossover stuff. It's the whole record is fucking amazing. But when I first heard it, like I was thinking, I don't know if this is me. I was really in a place where I was just listening purely to punk stuff at the time. As I've got older, I now cannot stop listening to this all the time. It's one of my go-to records. That's like summer, winter, any season. I'm like, I put that on and I'm like, oh yeah, I'm good. I'm all set. And I got to see him live once when they did. I think they did a couple of tours in the UK and Europe, but I only got to catch them once, and it was just like one of the best live shows I've seen. Because, and especially for someone that isn't particularly into slower music, like I loved it. I was just completely in my element with it. I also just I love the artwork on it. I know I can't do a good job of the light.
Yeah,
but it is in real life, and you're holding this, it's fucking beautiful. It is lovely. It's great. The drummer's in it's the drummer from Distillers as well, and he's in a band called Seized Up at the moment, a really good hardcore band that Darren you'd really like, actually, like things you like, Damn Set and all that kind of stuff that I'm not so keen on. That's definitely one for you to look up, Seized Up. But yeah,
Darren,
secret messages.
Swim in Germany, mate.
Yeah, this is great. And they did a bunch of records. I think they've done 3 albums and a load of 7 inches and EPs. There is the first song they released, which is absolutely killer. It's called 13 O'Clock. I don't think they did a physical release. There's like, it's on YouTube with like a static image. There's no video or anything. But oh my god, listening to that song, it's like it's before they totally crossed over from doing like hardcore goth punk stuff to doing like stoner rock kind of cooler sounding stuff. It's like this mishmash of like it's almost like the Bronx before the Bronx. Yeah, can't recommend it enough. And and this album is one that it is growing with me as I'm getting older, and you know, getting into listening to slower stuff and some stuff a bit more melody and a bit more musicianship and all that kind of stuff. This is the one that really, the older I'm getting, the more I get it every year, every time I listen to it. So yeah, it's a massive one for me. I fucking love it. I don't know how available it is now, to be honest. I've got it, so I don't look. I did buy it from. I bought this and a load of other like stonery stuff that I was into at the time when I was living in America from Amoeba. I think I got like an Electric Wizard record. I think I got Wilco record as well. Sorry, not Wilco, but I remember I took it to the till to pay, and the guy was like scanning it all, and he went, "Oh man, you bought all the good shit today," and I was like, "Oh yeah, brilliant." That's like, you know, that's like, because I was like, I'd never been to that record store either, and it's a bit like, oh, like, and the variety, and not the variety, but the amount of stuff they got there that I could spend days just trawling through. But I picked like 3 or 4, and the guy was like, "Oh, you got all the good shit," and I was like, "Oh, I feel better about my purchases now." Because at first, obviously, it's like stacking shit up everywhere. Like, yeah, well, I want that. Obviously, I want that. Yeah, and I want that as well because you know you can't get that shit in England. But yeah, so that's my 4th pick.
Let's get the name of the band again because I missed it.
It's Darker My Love, like the T-Soul song.
Darker My Love.
Darker My Love, yeah, Darker
Okay,
My Love.
gotcha.
As their records go on that they release, they tended to get like less overdriven guitars, less gainy, less fuzzy production, and more like more indie poppy kind of stuff.
Okay.
But it's just like and like a bit more soul and stuff. It's all of it's so good though. Like they're one of the bands that I listen to, and I'm like, oh my god, I'm really glad that I bought the record and it stuck with me. Than me going as a youngster going, oh yeah, but it's not like the Nerve Agents, it's not fast enough, it's not punk enough, whatever, and just never looking at it again. It's totally opened my eyes up to other stuff as well.
Yeah, getting old's good. You know, you kind of start opening your eyes to like.
I know. I was an absolute ignorant idiot when I was
we all are when we're young
person. So yeah, thankful for it now.
Nice, that's a good pick. First time on the show, never heard of him. Gonna check it out. All right, Darren, what's your fourth pick of the day?
Cool. So
beautiful.
The fourth one. So I kind of had my sort of favorite hardcore record with the Drop Dead. And if I have a record session, I haven't got a lot of records now, but if I have a record session, I will pretty much always play His Heroes Gone, Monuments to Thieves, and I will always play this one. And I reckon all three of you will like this. And this is, you've got to judge a book by cover. This is an amazing cover.
There we go.
Yes.
Yeah.
New Bomb Turks, Destroy Oh Boy.
Wow.
It's on Crypt.
Yeah.
And I just think this is the perfect punk record. Like, I know people say it's garage punk or whatever, but I just think for me, this is the perfect punk record. I saw them when this come out, I think mid 90s maybe.
Me too.
And I saw them a couple of times, and they were amazing. And they played in not particularly busy, but great gigs. And I think that I love the New Bomb Turks because I think back in the 90s, the Brighton Record Fair, pretty much every record fair, they'd have a new 7-inch would come out. And it was a case of like, you go, it was a bit like turn me into a nerd, like a trading card nerd, and try and get the latest 7-inch. And I think it sort of turned me into that completist nerd where I had to own every.
They put out so many 7-inches, right? It's crazy.
Yeah, but it was great because they were all good.
Yeah.
And you go down, and obviously back then it would be £2 or £3.
Yeah.
And I just think they're a fantastic band. They're so good live. I think that artwork is just amazing. You know.
Yeah.
And I mean, they've done splits with Entombed and just a sort of real mix of covers and just good 7-inches. The next LP is really good as well. I think I've only really heard
my favourites, the third and fourth, which is I know it's a controversial opinion. They kind of signed to Epitaph. They kind of got a little bit more polished. Those albums are great too, like in my opinion. Yeah.
Okay. I should probably check them out because I think I only had this is the second one.
Right.
And this this is one of my favourite records ever. It's just brilliant. Again, not a duff track, just really good fun. Mr. Suit's great, but the opening track is it's a killer opening track. It just starts off, it's brilliant, yeah. And turned me into a completist in the 90s, and all my records went on collecting little 7-inch records.
There's a couple of like compilations, right, of like all the singles, which I've got now.
I think so, yeah. I think they've done an LP or a double LP.
Yeah, there's a double one, and then there's another double one that came out in Australia, like the two like slightly different eras of the band. But
okay.
Yeah.
I should probably pick that up, yeah.
Yeah.
Because the thing is, as well, a lot of their 7-inches might have been like 45, one side, song each side, no centre hole, so you're like flipping, and so a double LP with all the 7-inches sounds like a dream.
Yeah, it's beautiful. Yeah,
that's just perfect punk record. I think everyone should own that record. I don't know is it still in press? I don't know.
I don't think so, but it's not. I'm not sure actually. I don't think it's been reissued in recent times, but
I didn't
they
know
made a lot of them.
Took it over.
Yeah.
Yeah, somebody should repress it if it's not, because it's a brilliant LP.
You should,
Yeah.
Classic.
So yeah, that's my fourth one.
Nice. Classic.
First time I saw New Bomb Turks live at a festival in Belgium, and it was one of weird moments where I was watching New Bomb Turks, and then all of a sudden Speedo from Rocket from the Crypt was crowd surfing across
oh wow
the front bit, and it was just like fucking hell. Didn't expect to see that, and it was very good. They were fucking.
Yeah, I remember like the first time they came to England, they did that little tour with Gaunt and Teen Generate from Japan. It was like a triple header, and I saw them at Newport in Newport at TJ's, the legendary like little club in Newport.
Oh,
TJ's.
I remember TJ's.
It's one of the best gigs. I mean, I saw a lot of gigs there, but the New Bomb Turks was definitely one of the best ones for sure in the 90s. Yeah,
they played Brighton, but they played just on their own.
Okay,
they didn't have those other bands. Yeah,
okay,
it's a
that
shame.
might have been like the next. Yeah, I wonder when that was. Yeah, but like game-changing band, I would say. Like they really kind of mixed things up with when that record came out in the punk scene.
Yeah. And really full of energy, really good live.
Oh, no, you carry on, Darren.
I was just saying they're great live.
Yeah, great live band.
They're definitely one for guts where we were like
pulling a little bit.
Yeah.
That's one of the comparisons, including Mike. We used it. It's one of the comparisons that we've had the most is New Bomb Turks. We get a bit of helicopter stuff, Rocket from the Crypt stuff, which are bands that we all love. But New Bomb Turks is definitely one we get a lot, and I think that's the only one we never tried to rip off. But it kind of,
I mean, we still do, but we don't actively, go after it.
Yes. There is Rough Guts, white vinyl. There you go.
Plug it.
All right, Jimmy, what's your fourth pick? Looking forward to this one.
Fourth. So we're going another genre now.
Fourth genre.
Fourth genre. So we've gone from like kind of garage punk to.
If I knew you were doing searching for the fourth chord, that would have been so smooth.
Well, Andy.
Oh.
No quo today. But this is a record that it's a genre that I like. Definitely growing up, did not appreciate a lot. I think it's just the era I grew up of. It was, I was a fucking grunger or metaler or grabber or whatever people wanted to call me, and then going into I always thought that like hip hop stuff was the other thing. I didn't want to get involved in this, and then it wasn't until maybe about 8 years ago or so, and then started listening to some hip hop and being like, oh, what? Like this is actually pretty good. And a guy that I work with, Buck, who is a very good lad, he got me this for my birthday a couple of years ago, and it is DJ Shadow introducing. And that, see, like this is like, absolute classic album cover. You get inside and it's just like, it's so many things going on. It feels good. And it's one of those albums where, could I tell you what a single song on it is called? No, but would I know it if it came on? It's just like, yeah, for sure. And it's another one where you can put it on doing stuff around house. You can put it on if you're walking down the road. You can put it on at work. You can put it on wherever you are. And it's just really good. A lot of music for me now is like, instead of sticking to one thing, which I did so much when I was younger,
right, is
now just if I like it, I'll listen to it, and I will listen to it again if I really like it. And it's just one of those ones for me that it's a timeless album. And when Buck got it for me, I was kind of like, all right. And then I listened to it fully, and like I'd listened to it at work while working. But then when he got it for me, it was the first time I listened to it at home while just sitting, and it was different. I don't know if that makes sense, but it was definitely different.
That is one of those albums that keeps on giving. It's a gift that keeps on giving. You put on headphones and fuck. Like, that for me, the drums take on a life of their own. Listen to them on headphones. It's
amazing.
It's incredible. It's really fucking amazing.
And it's not like a lot of hip hop albums. Like, it's so different, but it is a hip hop album. It's not like, I don't know. It's just a
it's a strange one.
Thing.
Yeah, I know what you mean. It's hip hop, but it's not. There's a lot going on in every song, like musically wise, sonically wise. There's
whatever he's
very good.
It's pretty cool. This is like, I don't know. It's just very good. That's all I know. But a lot of these records, when I knew we were doing this, I was like, I don't really know what I'm going to say about them, because I just kind of think they're really good. So I'm just going to keep repeating.
Wasn't it all like, it's all like completely analog, right? It's all like, there's no like, am I right in saying that? It was all like analog, all the samples and stuff.
Sure that's how we did it.
Yeah.
And it's just a cool album. And it's one of those ones where it was like, right, what have I, and this is another one where it's kind of always listening to that. Instead of doing what I'm listening to right now, I kind of thought about doing what have I been listening to for a while, mixed with what am I listening to.
Oh, so you kind of on my lane then, aren't you? Really?
Nah, but you were doing like your all-time favorites. I'm with that. To be fair, I'm kind of doing that too. Shut up, Addy.
All-time hits.
Isn't there like, there's that one song that kind of suddenly goes like really, really fast? And isn't that like a Napalm Death sample? Someone in the comments, someone in the comments let us know. I'm pretty sure it's like a Napalm Death sample. I could be wrong.
I agree with you. There is one of them where it speeds up.
It just suddenly goes into like a real fast like.
It does, yeah. Is it the song where there's someone shouting in French and there's a car horn going off? It might be that one at the end. I can't remember.
Yeah. Let us know in the comments. Someone look it up.
The Napalm Brain, Scatterbrain.
Oh, that may be where I got the idea that it was a Napalm Death sample, but it might be.
One of my favourites on it is this one here, which is Why Hip Hop Sucks in '96, and it's like a 43-second long song, and it's just this kind of nice, like almost like kind of soul-y kind of groove shit. It's like a bit of a beat and some nice kind of, it's real chill, and then it just at the very end just goes, the money. I always like that one.
Yeah, that's a classic. Ah, Ted says there's a Metallica sample on the album somewhere. There you go.
Oh wow!
Oh,
let us know in the comments what samples are on that.
It's not a sample of the snare from St. Anger. Otherwise, that would have.
Luckily, that hadn't been made
really ruined the fucking record for me. If I'm honest.
That'd be amazing.
That's on the E side, buddy.
All right, Jesus, last round. Time has passed us by. Time has flown.
I better crack the last beer then, right?
Yeah, let's do a little cheers before we go into the last round. Cheers, guys.
Cheers.
Just another thank you for Darren, our head of PR comms management, for joining us tonight. To be fair,
he doesn't know.
If it wasn't for Darren and his peddling, there's no way that we'd have had a record out on Boss Tunings with Aston. And hello, Aston, as well, if you're watching. Thank you, mate.
There you go.
We very, very much appreciate it. You lovely man / idiot.
That's it. Like every little bit of that record is like samples some other records, right? Everything.
What, the Guts one? Yeah, totally. Yeah, we wrote.
No, not the Guts.
No.
The New Bomb Turk samples. There you go. All right, last round. I've got a question, but the live double LP. Can it survive in 2023? That rhymes. Jesus. I know, but like a band that I really like has just put out like a double live LP. And I was like disappointed when I first of all, like Rise Above Records announced that, like this year that this band had a new record coming out. And I was like super excited because I love this band. And then they announced it was going to be a double live. And I was like, Jesus, why like a double live record? I was looking forward to a new studio album. But I bought it the other day, and it's not disappointing. In fact, it's amazing. Uncle Acid and the Deadbeats.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah.
Double live LP recorded in like Minneapolis. Look at the gatefold. I mean, this is like Grand Funk Railroad, like 1971. It's like,
that is beautiful. That is absolutely stunning.
Yeah,
that is nice.
Yeah,
that is nice.
This might shock some people, but this was like the last band that I saw live, like before the pandemic. I saw them in Osaka, Japan, in like it was like on my birthday or the day after my birthday in 2020, like March 11th, March 12th. They just finished their like tour and they're on the way home. They just managed to like sneak in their Osaka gig before they had to like go back to England. But there was no one there, like 30 people maybe. But yeah, double live LP, all the hits from all their studio records. Sounds amazing. So, I mean, to put out a double live LP in 2023 is a bit of a bold move, I want to say. But I think it works. If anyone can do it, this band can do it.
Yeah.
And there's something that really made me laugh when I put this record on. It's a stroke of genius. And they didn't play this when I saw them in Osaka. They have this like intro tape that plays over the PA. And it's like this kind of like computerized voice, like talking to the audience. And I won't give it all away. When you listen to it, you'll be just like laughing so much. It's amazing. It's like, tonight you'll be subjected to an all-out audio assault. There'll be no respite until we release you. The group will show no respite and will likely not communicate with you. And this is all like in this computerized like voice. It's amazing. And it will all sound the same. It will all sound the same. Like it goes on for like 2 or 3 minutes, that intro tape. And it's like, please submit your complaints by computer. It will all sound the same. We will not communicate with you. It just sets this amazing mood because they've got kind of like one foot in the 70s, but they're also like a little bit kind of like futuristic. They've got this like futuristic kind of vibe to them as well. So I thought it was a great touch to put that tape at the beginning of the live.
It sounds like when I used to watch episodes of Blake 7 on a Sunday when I was very young.
It's funny.
It's already on the right track for me.
It's funny because it does say like, this is a message from the Abraxas, which Abraxas is like one of their songs. This is a message from the Abraxas Corporation. It just adds this like great atmosphere to the whole record. I don't know. You guys like this band? I'm a big fan.
I love this. I've got their first LP up there, like, and it is the see-through one. It's
nice.
Fucking.
I mean, it's a big, stoner stroke doom is a huge minefield. Like 95% of the records in that genre kind of suck. Like this band just rises.
They go. I saw him. Me and Liam, the other guitarist from Rough Guts. We went to see him at the Horn, like maybe like I don't know, like 7 years ago. It was all the aircon. It was middle of summer. The aircon was broken in there. It was packed. It was like they'd oversold it, and you could not move in there. And we got really fucking high before going to go watch them, and we could not move. And we were just like this between people, and he was not having a good time at all. But that once they came on, they made the audience wait for ages. And once they came on and started, it was non-stop for and had that set list on my old shop's toilet door for years. And recently just got rid of it. But it was like that. They're a great band. I really, really like Uncle Acid.
I mean, the main guy, Kevin Stars, he's like a really, really good songwriter. He writes like real kind of like glammy, almost like Bowie-esque kind of melodies, like Beatles melodies on top of this like really heavy, like hard rock.
13 Candles is one of the best stonery songs ever.
Side 2, track 2 on this album. There you go.
There you go. Yeah, it's incredible. It's real like almost Sabbathy, almost like kind of it's just real good doomy stonery stuff.
People like say it's like Black Sabbath mixed with the Beatles. That's that like lazy comparison that people make. But
I can see that. Yeah.
And he does have that kind of John Lennon like nasally vocal thing going on.
It's quite poppy as well. Like it's poppy written songs, but stoner songs, and it's
Yeah.
real good. Yeah, like
Top
I
class.
like that album.
Yeah. You know,
I didn't expect you to be saying unclassic today, so that's definitely. I got you with the and you got me with that.
Yeah, you know, as I said, I was kind of disappointed because I was thinking, yes, new studio album, and it's Jesus, a double live, fuck, you know, do I need a double live album? But yeah, I mean, if you're a fan, it's a must. I would say.
I didn't know they did this, and I've not got one since. Like, that's another one that I do play a lot.
Bloodlust is my favorite. The Bloodlust.
Bloodlust. Is that Bloodlust the first one? That's one I've got. Bloodlust. Like,
that's like they recorded an album before that, but that didn't really come out. Like Volume 1 is technically the first one. It came out like later on, right? But Bloodlust is the first one they put out. Yeah.
That's where I got Blood, and that was a gift from they played the Horn in Brighton was a great venue, and my wife used to be assistant manager there, so I got to see a shit ton of bands for like free, which was great.
That's my last pick of the day. Just came out like last week on Rise.
Oh shit! I'm going to be getting that then, definitely.
There you go. There you go. That's my last pick of the day. Unclassic and Deadbeats. Slaughter on First Avenue. Slaughter on First Avenue is the name of the record. Live record.
Right.
All right.
Time
Addy,
for my last one.
Last one, mate. Last one.
Well, I couldn't not come on here to talk about records without having something with a bit of Rick Froberg.
Yeah.
There you
Obviously, go. You know, everyone knows what this record is that's watching this. I don't need to explain it, but fuck me, like, this wasn't the first time I heard them, but it was the first record I got by the band that I actually didn't buy. A mate gave to me, but I like ever since hearing Hot Snakes, I've just been obsessed, like completely blown away, non-stop. I've listened to probably Rick Froberg singing songs more than any other vocalist in the band. I was instantly obsessed. And this is, for me as well, this is like the fucking epitome of the band. It's like, it's live, it's recorded in I think it's like a radio station studio in Australia. Right. And it's after they released the third record, so I've got the pick of the bunch. It's like the greatest hits that you always wished for. I was absolutely fucking mortified. Well, not mortified, but like just when I found out a month ago or however long it was, a few weeks when Rick had passed, I was like, for the first time, and I felt a bit weird about it. I was like, I've never been emotionally, physically affected by anyone famous or film
musician
people
or
musician. Never really actually been physically affected by it. You know, you'd be like, oh, that's really sad. Yeah, you know, whatever. Not actually moved by it. When I woke up that morning, I had messages from Jimmy going, "Oh, you're waking up to bad news. Sorry, mate." Because like, if anyone's been within 5 meters of me and known me for longer than 5 minutes, like I'm already talking about Hot Snakes and Rocket, and well, not so much Rocket, but Hot Snakes, Orbits, all the Rick bands. Like his vocals just drew me in straight away when I heard them. I fell in love. It's instant fucking love. But yeah, so I couldn't not come on here and pick something Rick related, which was a little bit of a task because I've got some nice 10 inches and 7 inches and stuff that I picked up throughout the years. Like I've never missed an opportunity to see him live. Every time I'm like, wow. Even if it's been like I've got to get a train ticket to Leeds, so yeah, fine, just do it. Yeah, massive influence. I think he's probably one of my top favorite vocalists I've ever heard. Like phenomenal, and his lyrics are so clever and so funny and witty, and like in a really subtle way as well. And the riffs, everything like that those band like, and I think it probably shines through in like the gut stuff as well. Like we're all like
right.
Big Hot Snakes fans, big Rocket fans. Like all for me personally, all the stuff that comes out of San Diego area at that time was like is just phenomenal. Like really, really good. But And I love the fact that they've got US Mint on this, just the second track.
That's a killer song.
Oh my god, it's so good, right? And they did record it properly, and I think it went out on a comps. I think it went out on a comp record, and it was on a Tony Hawk's game, I think. But the live version that is on here is so much better than the studio recorded version. Like, this is the one where I'm like, oh yeah, I really get my fucking rocks off to it. It's phenomenal. So yeah, I had to put something Rick related on.
Hot Snakes.
I know,
That's the only Hot Snakes album that I don't have. So it's good that you showed that one.
Well, you know what? Like, I don't know how you can get hold of this anymore. There might be some on Discogs. I haven't looked, but this was a gift from a best mate that I've grown up with for years, and he surprised me one day. I was like, "Oh, do you want this?" And I was like, "Yeah, it's the one fucking one I can't get hold of for a ridiculous amount of money." Or all that kind of stuff. That's search on eBay.
I didn't know you had so many. I didn't know you had so many rare records, Addy. Like, this isn't a mystery to me. You've kept this so quiet.
Yeah. Well, I've got to keep my secrets, mate.
Bit of mystery.
Yeah, just a little bit. But like, if you're a fucking John Reese fan or a Hot Snakes fan or Rocket, like, Hot Snakes, you know the album. I don't need to get into like the nitty gritty of it. But that is, that's one of my most prized possessions, biggest loves. I would like, house is burning down. I'm grabbing that. Gone.
There you go.
I'm out. The rest can fucking burn. I don't care. As long as I got my Hot Snakes 5, I'll be all right.
Nice. That's a great last pick. Rest in peace to Rick.
Oh yeah. Absolute. Like, what a loss. I mean, I think they got a new record that was nearly finished as well.
Oh.
I'm hoping they still release it. And obviously, condolences to friends and family and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But man, what a prolific fucking artist in the punk scene. Like, phenomenal. And Orbits as well. Orbits, he's one of those people where everything he touches, it's just, for me, it's just gold. Like, I just nothing bad can come out of that man. Yeah, so
nice.
That's my last pick. I just wanted to do a little sign off to him.
There you go. Beautiful. All right, Darren, what's your last pick? You all right?
Cool. So my one is it's like old music, but it's been re-recorded.
Bloody hell.
So it's like a 90s band. I think they're 90s, but really good people. I think it was recorded during or just after lockdown. So it's like the Steam Red LP.
Re-recorded it.
So it's kind of, I guess, in a way, a bit like a best of, but I mean, the songs are great. The re-recording's great. And I would say if someone's young, it's a great way to sort of check them out. But I would also say if you're an old and you're a fan, it's so well done. Wow. It comes on obviously being Seeing Red. Nice red wax for the nerds out there, like me. And yeah, it's just really nice. It's on Jos from the band, his label, so it's on Auto Reverse Records, which is quite a cool little label from the Netherlands. I think he's put out some really good stuff as well, and it's a relatively new label.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just think, again, another band that seen loads, gone over to Holland all the time. We used to go to the Netherlands all the time to go and see them. A really great little venue called the Oki. When they come over to the UK, we done the whole tour, a couple of dates, weekenders and that.
Nice.
Again, like Drop Dead, Lifers, and this is such a good record. I think it's a really good, if you don't want to buy like lots of singles and check out, splits and that, but this is brilliant. Great songs, great music, really good people. I really rate this record, for a sort of a best of, I guess. But it's absolutely fantastic. You know, and still going now. You know, if you follow them on like Instagram, they're always still playing and practicing and writing new songs.
I was going to mention, like, if anybody follows any of like the Seeing Red members on Facebook, they put up these little videos, right, of their practice sessions. They just put the camera there. They walk back to their instruments, like just blast through this like 20-second song, and then it's like walk up to the camera, like turn the camera off. It's like, Jesus Christ, that's fucking incredible. It's like just like the drummer is fucking out of this world. He's like he's almost like an old jazz drummer the way he plays, like super.
I was just gonna say, he's my favourite drummer.
Really?
I think it's Olav, but he's amazing. Like every time we see them, I'm blown away by the drummer, and I've seen some good drummers, like the Locust drummer, absolutely blew me away. You know, Addy's all right, but yeah, the Seeing Red drummer is amazing. You're like,
it's like watching like Elvin Jones or someone like that from like, he's like that, got that like jazz style. That's what I think when I see him. He's like,
and it's just perfect. He just does it so perfect, and he doesn't miss a beat. And it's just it's just amazing.
It's quite something to watch, even those little videos of their like in their practice space. It's like, bloody hell! I was like, and they're older than me. I know they're like in their early 60s. I think maybe even mid 60s. They're up there, right? I think.
Yeah. They're a lot. They're a lot older than me.
Right.
You know.
Yeah.
So they're definitely. I mean, obviously they were Larm, so you know they've been around for ages, doing it, you know, for years.
Yeah.
And I think this would be a great. If anyone wanted to check them out, I think this would be a great starting point. Because it's a really well done, it's a lovely looking record. And I just think they're fantastic band, lovely people. Again, like Drop Dead Lifers, and really good one, that one.
Nice, man. I didn't know about that record. I didn't know they'd like re-recorded stuff.
Yeah, I think it came out sort of recently.
Right.
I only got it recently, like a couple of weeks ago, but
nice.
It might have been out a little while. It might have taken a little while to get over to the UK.
All right.
So I don't know if there's copies in Japan, but yeah.
Nice.
Fantastic band, yeah.
Great pick. And check them out on Instagram.
And that's my last one.
Beautiful. All right, Jimmy, it falls upon your shoulders to wrap things up.
Last one. Right.
Last one.
Addy and I spoke about doing this, and
yeah,
he knows what I'm going to say right now.
Does he?
we had a very casual argument about who got to talk about this one.
We had a casual argument, and I won because I'm the only one out of us two that bought it.
There's a fucking story behind that, though. All right. But
go on.
I would have bought it. So no, you need to do your bit first. You go for it. You go. You know.
I would have bought it. That story ended, but I didn't. That's
because I couldn't, even though I was in the correct country to buy it in multiple cities. They just sold out everywhere. That's why
it sold out in the UK. It sold out in the UK. You could not get it anywhere. I happened to go out to France, and I happened to be in a record shop that happened to have it. From the same record shop, or at least the guy, because one of them was when he was at a festival, but the same guy that I bought those Ethiopian records off.
Oh,
it is my favourite album of the year, which is why I've saved it for last, and I think it could be Addy's.
It definitely is my favourite of the year.
Volume 1.
Split
System, Volume 1. It is a fantastic record. They're an Aussie band from Melbourne.
Okay. There we go.
They have that's not even the back. But yeah, but this is just like insert. It's all nice little lyrics and bits and bobs, bits of that. It is a great record. That's the back right there.
Nice.
And they're members of like Stiff Richards in it. There's whose is it? Jackson. What was the other band that Jackson did?
Jackson, Reed, Briggs, and the Heaters.
That's it.
I don't know that.
Which are fucking brilliant. I would say that their first release is blinding, absolutely blinding. Anyway,
it's real, just Aussie. I mean, Australia is just like how Scandinavia was at one point, where just everything that came out of Scandinavia was just golden. Australia seems to be doing this now. The last few years, I don't know, 5-6 years, it's just everything coming out there is amazing. And Split System is one of those bands that, like last year, Stiff Richards was. I loved everything they did, especially when Dig came out. I mean, fuck me, listen to Dig and try not to go mental to it. It's not possible. It's such a good song, such a good album, and it's like Split System to me is just that kind of more. It's a bit poppier, a bit more like just riffs on chips all over it. It is just full on, like. I don't know. It's just a feel-good album. A feel, and Addy and I a couple of weeks ago got to see him live out in France. Got to see him twice in a weekend. One late set where it's the first crowd I've been in years where I was just like, something's bad is gonna happen here. Like, and they were not being mega aggressive. They're quite casual when they play. We were talking about this earlier, Addy.
It just fucking pops though. It pops like.
It
really did.
And that funk late night French crowd was going insane for it. And then the next day saw them on a bigger stage earlier in the day. But it was I actually preferred that set because it was more like could enjoy it. But I enjoyed them both. One was like fuck
too
me,
old
I'm
for
not doing a
moshing.
show. I crowd surfed for the first time in years, and I got dropped on my ass so hard. Like I got a bruise from it. My back hurt. I was like, "What have I done?" But it was that good.
Down the gym with Darren, he'll sort you out.
Is moshing spin class. but Split System for it, they're like lovely people, really fucking nice and great live, great album. Fully recommend it. They just released a new single like a couple of weeks ago. It was, I can't remember what the fuck it's called, but it's very good.
Alone Again.
Alone Again, that's it. And they didn't play it when we saw it. And they didn't play Time Killer, which is my favourite song by theirs. Time Killer is the fourth song on the B-side. That Time Killer. It is lyrically incredible, like just but simple, but very clever the way they did it.
He's a wordsmith. The way he crafts his lyrics in the songs, he's like less is more every time. But it works beautifully.
It works, and it came out last year on Drunken Sailor.
Oh, okay.
It's just brilliant. Like, highly, if you can find this in Japan, buy it because it will sell out. Like,
Drunken Sailor is putting out a lot of good stuff, right? Recently.
Oh, shit tons. Yeah. All the good stuff comes from Drunken Sailor.
Right.
He's really, really good output.
Do you guys?
You would love this record.
Yeah, I mean, I love Stiff Richards, and I don't know if you guys like the band Coffin. Do you like that band?
Yeah.
It's a bit different, but I love them too. Like,
they are very, very good. We saw them on when they were over. Did you go to the Volk show, Darren?
No, I went just the pub one, the day one.
Pub one. I saw them. I got blagged away because I cut their guitarist's hair, and then blagged away into the Volk show. They just sort of handed us over a band pass because I couldn't see them at the pub because I was working.
Right.
So I saw Civic on the Thursday or whatever. We saw Civic and Coffin were there. Blagged my way into the Volk show to see Coffin, and it's like a drum and bass club, Volks, but they put Coffin on in there, and it was fucking insane. Oh
man, that band is like so good. I showed the last album on here like a few weeks ago. It's hard to describe though. They kind of almost sound like the Cro-Mags at times, mixed with like Australian rock and roll, and there's all sorts of stuff going on. But
it's like a mishmash, isn't it? But it
works though. It works.
Yeah, massively. Yeah, really good.
And the Ben, the drummer singer from Coffin, was there at the festival because GT were there, another good Australian band, GT. And it was like the guys from GT and Coffin are in Research Reactor Core, who you saw last. I missed that show. I was not in Brighton. They played Brighton last week, right?
They were fucking blinding. Really, really good.
Last Friday,
Yeah, last Friday they played with Prison Affair, both bands. Well, all bands that show nailed it, but particularly those two. Phenomenal. Ben, the drummer, vocalist from Coffin, he's just like
animal.
And singing at
He's
the
a
same time.
powerhouse.
Amazing.
He's bang on. Like yeah. For me as a drummer, watching someone else just, I like watching people play the drums like they're driving through a brick fucking wall, just punching their way through it. There's no bouncing, flopping about. It's bang, smash, bang, straight through. He's one of them.
He's such a calm, nice guy.
Yeah, it's super nice, super sweet. Yeah.
And when he plays, he's just fucking crazy.
He just slams it. He just slams it. Like he slams the stick down on the snare and it doesn't move. Which is like, I'm like, that's it's not, you're not bouncing around like, playing some drums. It's
and also,
bang,
when they played the day show, it was like his drum kit was just falling apart. But he was just going for it, and it was just like song, fix the drums, song, fix the drums. He was like a machine.
All right.
Heavy.
Split System, Coffin, Civic, and Stiff Richard. So many great Australian bands.
There's too many. They're fuckers. There's too many. There's to be honest,
that is the one for me. That one right there.
All right, there you go.
Yeah.
That's a great last pick.
I will give a shout out to there's one Australian band that released an album today. Dennis Cometti. Am I saying that right? Yeah, I think it is. Like Dennis Cometti. They released a record today. It's fucking blinding. I listened to it twice over already today. Really good. Simple Australian garage punk, not too dissimilar to like the Chats, but better. I'm honest. Yeah.
All right, there we go. That was it. That was a fucking great episode. It's kind of interesting for me to do this like early in the morning. I think I did okay. Did okay, right? The energy was okay, right? I wasn't like
you did a tip-top job, mate.
Cheers. Professional.
Cheers.
Professional, yeah. Let me introduce next week's show. We've got another show coming up. Quick Smart, like Monday. It's Monday for me too. It's the same day. So it's like Monday, August 14th. It's going to be 10 o'clock in the morning for all you East Coasters out in the States. So if you've got Monday off work or you're at work even, have a look at the episode, 10 o'clock in the morning. 3 p.m. UK time. That's a difficult time, right, for in the UK, but it's the only time I could like pin these lads down. They're busy people, so and it's going to be 11 o'clock at night for me. I'm a little bit worried about that. It's like 11 o'clock at night.
That's prime time for you.
What? I don't know. It's like
that's what we've just gone through.
Exactly. Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Anyway, Paco from La Vida es un Mus, who basically pretty much every episode we talk about a record that he puts out. Jonah from Career Suicide and Fucked Up and millions of bands, and Ville from Finland, from like tons of bands, Foreseen, Koti Tuhua, and like a whole bunch of bands is coming on. It's going to be a good show. But quick, we've done this one, another one on Monday, and then we're off for 2 weeks because I need a break. But we'll be back again at some point.
Especially after this one.
Yeah, need a bit of a lie down after this one.
I'm so keen to know what the rest of your day is like after drinking this early. I can't wait.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, I've got nothing to do, so I just got the whole day free. I planned it, It's like, no, there's nothing in the diary. It's like just this.
Nice.
It's like, thanks for coming on. It's great. So we'll do it again sometime, right? Maybe next year or.
Oh, mate, I would love to.
Absolutely. For having us.
We'll do it again. We'll get Jack on as well next time.
Yeah, that elusive bastard. Yeah, we'll get him on. You know what? He's the biggest talker out of the lot of us as well. And he was like, I can't wait to go on the show. Episode. I just want to talk about it.
But
I'm going to love it. And
he costs the most, though, doesn't he? He's the most expensive, so you can't.
That's true, yeah.
All right. Let's wrap things up. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. It's great. A lot of people in the chat today. Thanks for tuning in, as always. Until next time. Until next Monday, in fact. Stay healthy and stay clean.